Alright, warriors. Scorch here again. Now, with the bells of awakening rung, with dusk rescued, it's time we go into Sen's Fortress. Fun times to be had. So how are you all doing on this neck of the woods sort of thing? I'm not doing too bad. Yeah. Had some food and all that good mushy fun stuff. So anyway, we get right to the point here. We say hello to these filthy snakehead muppets, introduce them to this lovely trap, and that one got killed off pretty easily. So what you'll also be seeing throughout the playthroughs is I'll tend to circle around the enemy just so I could get an easy backstab to quicken the process and to deal a lot more damage than I would to do a one-hand attack or a two-hand attack. Because, sometimes you gotta think being practical, if anything. So, and also another thing too is you will see me use the ranged weaponry for some occasions like this, because I remember at times that I would just go straight forward and I just hit the pendulum like an idiot. Let that one pass, and I got this one. And I remember this is even prior to ever getting the Dragon Slayer Great Bow or any archer weapon that would just knock him back. And watch this before I explain. Yep, that one got knocked the fuck out. That's beautiful. But yeah, I remember the time, really depending on the scenario of where you're at, I would just normally go straight forward and just, introduce the fools with my blade, and that's about it. But sometimes, because the game, I would say, is on the tactical side of things, sometimes it's better to just take things with a ranged approach. And that guy just met a boulder like an idiot and just kind of shrugged it off. So, I tend to dick around with some of these guys, and he luckily escaped that second one. So I'll just manage to kill him on the spot. Sometimes, in this part of the area, I'll just lure the enemy over to like a boulder or whatever. And I just met that one to the face. I mean, that shit was so unpleasant. This one here thinks he could get the better hand of me. So, I'm just leeway trying to get this guy to say hello, and I tossed a fireball that did not meet in range, so I had to use the lightning spear to get him, just to have him come at me, because, I mean, come on, man, he can't just stay in there camping the fucking spot. So, I just wait, and wait, and wait, and then he got crushed and fucked up. It was beautiful. So I take advantage of that situation quite well, and I don't know where the hell this guy came from. That shit was unexpected. And that, like I said, you're gonna see some silliness, and it's pretty hilarious. Some strange, odd moments happen in this game, and it's a good thing I tend to record it, because normally I would see the snakehead right where I just got past, and he wasn't a no-show, so I don't know what happened. So, much like the Bells of Awakening, and yeah, normally I would dip and dodge those arrow wall traps with ease, no damage whatsoever, but I got a little too overzealous and fucked that one up. But this map makes me very fucking edgy, man. It really does. It makes me so tense because it's like, fuck, I don't want to, like, screw anything up. And, it gets me worried. It gets me worried that I'll just get knocked off or something, so. It is what it is. And this one here just wants to make his little hissy, but he got killed. Dance for me, sucker! Yeah. That's what I thought. Now, normally I would spend a shit ton of souls, but part of me felt pretty confident to reserve them for another time. And he just got wrecked hard. Like, wreck it, Ralph. So, like, right here, you're not gonna see me, like, just fully run crazy. Like in one of the scaffoldings at Anor Londo, I'll just try and be as careful as I can be. Because, you know, it's very narrow, and that can be pretty scary. So, we managed to get through this quite well, actually. I think, in this part, I'm not sure, because, you know, I remember fighting the Iron Golem without getting killed by him before, so I don't know what the hell happened there. But, if I do remember well, I do end up getting killed by him, if not getting my ass kicked to that point, because I think I recalled using the power within, aka Super Saiyan God mode, or something like that of that sort. Or Undead God mode, that sounds about right. And someone just threw a big ass cannonball, and that didn't work. It was not effective. So, all the fun shenanigans to have been had. But yeah, I'd say there's a lot of places in this game that I really like. Like, Sans Fortress was fun. It was like a big ass trial of, well, traps and dangers and hardships and all that shit. And Baldur Crossbower guy just got fucked. And I didn't want to take any chances going up against the Iron Golem, because I don't know what the hell that giant was going to be doing, so I wanted to make sure I get his candy ass first and foremost. And, yeah, he almost had me right there. But I threw a fireball in his ass a couple of times, and it was pretty funny, and I just threw one right in his nutsack. It was so bootleg. It looked pretty bootleg when I did it, too. But, yeah, he's pretty slow, easy to read. Pretty easy to handle and figure out. And I just dipped and dodged it right on time. It was beautiful. And he got shit wrecked. And he just collapsed like he got clotheslined from hell or something. So, no time flat. We go take the fights to the Iron Golem. I think that's where I got my ass wrecked in this one. So, I don't know. We'll see. I tend to be on the forgetful side of things. But this boss name music's pretty damn dank too. But yeah. The real plus side to using the power within is it really helps when you need that extra oomph. And it's a good ally to have at your side. And right there, I just rolled and he just managed to catch me. And I was like, what the fuck? Yeah, I was pretty pissed off. I was not too happy about that at all. So I was like, alright, well, every death is a lesson at best. So you gotta take it with note and just go from there. Because, you know, stupid things happen like that. So, and the good thing is I take advantage of these bonfires for those safety purposes, because there are times you're gonna screw up, and, you know, again, not knocking off all them perfectionists out there, but that sort of mechanic happens, and no one's perfect. You know, you learn from your mistakes, and that's about it. So, you know, we go back round 2 and decide to show him up. At least I would try to. And hopefully get my bearings set. So, this one was recorded for like, I would say roughly an hour in. So, you're basically going to see me straight through both this fortress, which I'm pretty much almost done with. And then you'll see me go to Anor Londo in like just one straight through run. So, it will be good times. Then I will deal with Lautrec of Kareem, that big ass bastard. So sometimes with the power within, I tend to get a little too greedy and not, you know, be like patient, if anything. And I just took that smash from him, dick. And again, second time, he just manages to grab me, and it's like, what the shit? So sometimes I'll just grab what I lost so that I can get a little bit of additional stuff. And, you know, big clunky dudes that look like a bunch of clumsy giant. Good lord, he just took a... He took a fireball to the nuts. That looks pretty silly. Now right there, he was pretty lucky where he would have fallen off if he got into the bridge, but he was lucky. So all I could say, yeah, it's just alright, you know, I'll give you that one. But yeah, he managed to get me in a few good hits. And you're gonna see me chuck that Estus flask like it's Sunny Delight or something. So right here, he's staggering. And man, let me tell you, he got so fucking lucky. He got ridiculously lucky there. Because again, if he was in that narrow bridgeway, he would have fallen off and that shit would have been over. Oh man, I was so pissed. Because he was lucky. But you know what? I said, alright, fuck it. I'm just gonna kill him and that's it. You know, finish him off with a strong-handed, two-handed attack and that's it. I don't care. What's done is done. Ain't not much else to go on about. So, we get abducted by those filthy gargoyle scumbags. But hey, at least we get a nice, glorious ride to New Londo Disneyland. Right? I mean, that would be at least a fun spot. Yeah, they some ugly ass motherfuckers, so. But damn, that soundtrack, so beautiful. I really can't believe how damn fake it is too. That sunlight and all. Because it's such a magnificent sight. I think, if anything, it's like, okay, you completed the first trial, now you're going on through the second trial. The way I see it is, this game goes into quarters of a chapter or something, where, alright, so you did the Bells of Awakening and Sense Fortress, which was the first chapter. The second one would be going through Anor Londo and deal with Zippy the Cockweasel and Fee-Fi-Fo. You're fucked. Getting the Lord Vessel and speaking to whichever primordial serpent you're going to interact with. Which, then you have to do the Lord Vessel, and I think that's the second chapter trial. And then the third one is getting the 4 Lord Souls. And then that completes the third, and then the fourth and final one is just basically engaging Gwyn and deciding what you want to do, the ending itself. So anyway, and sometimes you're going to see me attune the magic and change for versatility purposes. Sometimes, like, you know, in the Tomb of the Giants or Chasm of the Abyss, I'll use the sorcery of casting light, or if need be, the sunlight magnet, which makes me look like a fucking like, I don't know how to describe that look, especially when I'm undead. It's like I just fucking entered into a Halloween contest for Hot Topic or something. So, we say hello to this gargoyle, because, yeah, whatever. You know, I just think the amount of bootleggedness is so strong. He just got his shit wrecked. It was hilarious. And, look at him, he just spin attacked, he fucked up. It's like, hey, he left himself open. Not my fault. I just saw an opening. So, yeah, New Londo, what am I talking about? Anor Londo. I was thinking Ornstein and Smo's New Londo Bros. But, yeah, Anor Londo, man. It's a lovely sight to behold. It's quite a magnificent viewing. Right there, this guy just drops in and says hello and gets killed. Because, fuck him. Dipping, dodging, throwing knives. And, man, that was just beautiful. The parry and repost, man. I mean, sometimes I get very timid when I use it. I mean, I normally would use it if I'm feeling, daring, I should say. But yeah, so right here, again, normally I would just go straight forward and fight them off, but, you know, with my blade. But I said, fuck it. They don't need to taste my blade with their blood, so right here, I find it pretty funny how he basically lands on the chandelier and gets fucked up. I mean, good lord. It's like he got broken in half. It's like, good God almighty. Good God almighty. They killed him. Anyway, I'm being facetious here. Now, I would have used Hawk's Ring, and oh man, he just landed so bad. He dropped on his back. It's so ugly. Now, I would have used Hawk's Ring for this to extend the range, but I was like, meh, I'll just use my marksmanship skills here. I don't think there's harm in that. Of course, I failed to recognize that there's a goddamn arrow drop with each shot I lay, so and I gotta measure out the range, you know, and keyword arch, so as in it goes through an overhead curve. So, and man, let me tell you, I've attempted like trying to get this guy dead, and it was ridiculous, because he just did not want to go down at all. Like, he didn't even want to die at that point. I was like, oh my god, fuck this. So I just, like, walked up to him, because it's like he didn't even want to go down. It's probably because of the range of the bow, which it's possible. Or he's just one tough son of a bitch. I mean, I don't know, but that dude got so lucky to survive this many arrow shots, because he'd normally be dead. I mean, I would try and aim for the head, but sometimes my shots would go way off. So I just say, alright, well, I could always go for a center of mass and at least put some output of damage, at least, so. I mean, at least it was enough to register and for him to get weakened by it, so I was okay with it. You know, if it counts, it counts, and it works, I suppose. But, yeah. I mean, this is probably, I mean, if anything, you probably might want to fast forward to it, because it really does get to that point where, you know, I'm trying to get him killed with the archery, but no such luck happens, and over time, within, I don't know, a minute or two, I'd say, I would get pretty impatient. Because, you know, I have a goddamn objective to complete, which is to get the Lord Vessel through Zippy the Cockweasel and Snorlax. And right there is when I stop and I say, fuck it. You just walk slowly and surely. It's like right there. And sometimes, I tend to not know my own strength, and I try to be careful when I'm walking. Or at least trying to. Because sometimes I'll tend to overreact or push a little too hard. And I would say it's the controller might be pressure sensitive. I'm not sure, but all I know is that it really, you know, had me on edge. I was feeling pretty edgy there. Cause, you know, long ass fall. I mean, hell, there were like what, 2 guys painting guardian dudes that just fucking fell to their deaths after getting arrowed hard. So, and yeah, don't mind me putting up a shield. That's just, you know, I don't know. I feel I feel much safer that way. But right here I tried to get a little bit farther. And I fucking noticed he was not fucking, like, dying whatsoever. When I discovered that, I was so pissed off. And right here is just jackassery 101. He literally jumps at me. I mean, look, if the AI was really that smart, he wouldn't at least attempt a jumping attack on me for knowing the range. And right there, I react to it. I was just like, you gotta be shitting me. Because it's so bootleg. He just jumps right at me when there's little to no room or even floor space to go along with him actually being able to land. It's just like, are you serious? But, you know, AI's dumbass moments right there for you. And there's that statue of big old titties, who also happens to be a fakie, because she just left with her hubby Flan. Anyway, ugh, God, oh man, my back. And I got done with the gym. That shit was intense as fuck. Did a back and core day today, and that was that was intense. I beat my body up so much through all these years. It's like, man, what am I doing to myself? Now I do try to be as careful as I possibly can be within the other side of the castle because of the 2 Black Knight archers. And this guy would normally just go right into the spiraling staircase, but I guess he was pretty smart to realize, oh, I don't need to do that. I'll just go around and try to flank tankulate you. And, you know, whatever. So he manages to land a hit on me. And I said, alright, I got something for your ass, and I killed him. I'm just like, what's up? And of course I tend to get these drops that I don't really need, especially with the fact that I've 100% completed the game, gotten all its collections, and I have a badass halberd that I'm using that I love too much, because I ain't switching for nothing else, really. But man, I get a lovely sight of that castle. It's amazing. So, again, this is another... This one right here is even more hilarious. I guess probably due to the size of these guys. I mean, I don't know. But the fact that I managed to score an arrow round enough to convince them to try and attack me. And, you know, of course, I was just standing here waiting and waiting and waiting, and they just come right back down the staircase, going, screw it, we're not gonna fight this guy. And I'm just like, what the fuck? Because, you know, it had me thinking, oh, the door is pretty small, but it was not, and I was like, what the shit? Because it was big enough to go in there, but I think it's because of his wings that none of them utilize to fly around. Which, it's just like, oh my god, artificial stupidity right there for you. Yeah, it's so bootleg. It's probably one of the most bootlegged moments I've witnessed so far. Because you got wings, for fuck's sakes, and yet you can't fly. I'm shocked at that point. So I said, alright, well, you know, I got something for your ass. And shot him in the ass. And clipped him in the wing, and it's beautiful. And of course, he made himself a pretty easy target, so, you know, hey, I'm not complaining. Right there he goes back, and I got his ass. I mean, it's a lot more difficult to get them while they're moving, while they're mobile. So getting them while they're stationary is just nothing at that juncture rate. Right there, this one almost got close, but he didn't, so I was like, okay. But man, I used the shit out of that Dragon Slayer Great Bow, let me tell you. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful piece of tool. It's a beautiful weapon. Knocks their monkey asses back when they don't expect it. It's amazing. So, I don't know how many shots it would normally take for me, but right there, it was so... Oh man, it would have been even more epic if both of them had died by the same shot. The fact that it managed to kill both of them, or one of them, within that shot, that it managed to get both of them, it was just glorious. It was like, holy shit, that's beautiful. So, sometimes I do skip the enemies because it's just a waste of time, you know? Sometimes I'm just trying to skip past them and get ahead because, you know, hey, I got other things to do than waste my time with their monkey asses. But I said, I ain't taking that chance. So, you know, I notice him stepping back, and I just said, okay, well, I guess I'll just land in the hit and get your ass killed. So I'll manage to go with the other one on the other side, because I said, fuck him. He ain't shit. And, yeah, again, I don't know. Right there. Right there. This clip right there clearly shows you they're idiots. They're a bunch of stupid idiots, and they made it to the list, too. Oh, man. You know, it's just funny how they're so dumb sometimes. I mean, hell, it just saved me from swinging my blade, mind you, or even using my pyromancy, but good fucking Christ. And there's another example, right there. They have fucking wings, and they couldn't even fly. It's just, I don't know how the hell they managed to be implemented in the game without realizing, or without the developers realizing, hey, wait a minute. These motherfuckers got wings, and they can't fly. There's a pretty meme for you. But it's some bootleggedness right there for you. I tell you, this game is not without its bootleggedness. It's crazy. So I take advantage of a hawk ring to extend the range, and I do think one of the Black Knight archers recognizes me, so tries to get me. I would think. And, you know, sometimes I'd have to roll off, but then I realized, oh, wait a minute. If I have to drop, then so do they. Sometimes I end up hitting the wall, too, like an idiot. I get pretty close, and I always try to make sure that they just get clipped before they even walk forward back again. Like right here. And he fell. Oh, man. Oh, God, that was sad. He got fucked up. I remember this, man. I remember this part. This is probably one of the few parts of the game itself that really infuriates the fuck out of me, aside from the bosses I fight. But now with the right tools of the trade, it becomes basically easy practice at that point. And it's a good thing, because it tells you you've learned lessons and you've gotten better, and that's a sign of progress. And I like knowing that I've progressed with lessons learned and intact. I mean, granted, I'm still gonna make some dumbass decisions and some dumbass mistakes here and there,